All right. So again, happy Holy Week to everyone, Christian all over the world. Where you are a Protestant, Orthodox Christianity, and Catholic, Roman Catholic, and so on. So again, in this video, we will talk about if it is really forbidden to eat meat during Holy Week, specifically in Good Friday. So I've been receiving a lot of questions related to this topic. And this question is coming from my friends, colleagues, workmates, also through social media and personal queries. So in my take on this, I probably asked one of those, mastered or what you call this, known this tradition. And let's dive what's the reason behind that during Holy Week, in Good Friday, it is forbidden to eat. So the idea that eating meat during Holy Week is forbidden is rooted in certain Christian tradition, particularly with Catholicism, where abstaining from meat, especially in Good Friday, is seen as a form of penance and a spiritual discipline. However, perspective on this practice may depending on denomination, culture, and individual belief. Alright, so there you go. Eating meat during Holy Week is forbidden and rooted in certain Christian tradition, particularly within Catholicism. So there you are. So there's a part of Christian that is strictly, you know, not allowed to eat not allowed to eat meat during Holy Week, specifically on Good Friday. And here are some keys to remember or key to consider in terms of different kind of Christians. Okay, so Catholic teaching. The Catholic Church traditionally requires abstinence from meat on Ash Wednesday and all Fridays during Lent, including Good Friday, as an act of sacrifice. Fish is often allowed because, historically speaking, it was not considered meat in the same way as land animals. However, local bishops' conference can modify these rules. In some places, other forms of penance may substitute for meat abstinence. So that's what the Catholic teaching points related to meat during Holy Week. So let's go to the Orthodox Christianity. Orthodox Christianity and Eastern Orthodox Christians observe strict fasting period including Great Lent where meat, dairy and sometimes fish oil are avoided. So in Orthodox Christian side, they are observe strict fasting period together with the meat, dairy products. Sometimes fish and oil are avoided. So those are the foods that being avoided strictly in the Orthodox Christianity. So let's go to the Protestant views. So most Protestant denomination, example Evangelical, Anglican, Lutheran, do not enforce a dietary restriction during Holy Week, though some individuals may choose to fast voluntarily. So in Protestant views, as the most Protestant denomination, whether you are Evangelical, Anglican, or Lutheran, they do not enforce a dietary restriction during Holy Week. But some individuals may can, contribute individually or voluntarily. So there's no strict rule for them on their side. And let's go to the cultural versus religious practice. In many traditional Catholic countries, for example, Philippines, Mexico, Italy, avoiding meat during Holy Week is a strong cultural norm. So even among non-devout individuals. So here in the Philippines, some Catholic members strictly not eating meat during those Holy Week, specifically during Friday or Good Friday, for the thought that eating meat during Friday is not allowed since God sacrificed himself to the cross, and meat may considered related to humans' meat. So that's a thought. So for them, some people follow the practice out of respect for tradition rather than strict religious obligation. All right. So modern flexibility. The Catholic Church now allows alternative forms of penance, for example, act of charity, other sort of penance, instead of abstaining from meat, especially outside of Ash Wednesday and Good Friday. So modern time, Catholic Church allow alternative forms of penance. So in some areas in Philippines, there are tradition that being held during Holy Week, specifically in Good Friday, where people gathered outside, someone bagging a cross on their back and then walking on the streets, and then there are morons on their back, and were patches there with their back, and those are the alternative way of penance and a modern flexibility. Health necessity and personal circumstances are also considered. Those with dietary needs are not bound by the rule. So again, if you are dependent on those dietary or meat consumption, you are not bound for this rule. So again, health necessity and personal circumstances are also considered in this matter. So what can you say about, or what can you say those who claim it's forbidden? So for Catholic, it's a disciplinary rule, not a moral sin, and the church allow for exception. For non-Catholics or other Christians, it's not universal biblical command, but a tradition is specific certain denomination. And for a secular or cultural observers, it's a meaningful practice for some, but not an absolute requirement for everyone. So again, in this Holy Week season, let's be reminded that as a Christian, with the different kind of Christian you are all over the world, that uh, Jesus Christ Himself sacrificed for our sin in order for us to save, and just a couple of days in a week that we strictly do not eat meat as a way of remembering how He sacrificed His life to us. Again, it's 1 week. If you feel that you can live without meat for during Holy Week, then you can go for it. But if your body needs and health necessities or something health circumstances needed, then you are not bound for this specific tradition. So there you go. We got an answer that I'm receiving a lot with their social media, with my friends, colleagues, and the likes. So the question has been finally been answered. So those are the reason behind for the past few decades, years, that I've received a lot of questions related that is it okay if I eat meat during Holy Week, or what's the certain cost if I eat meat during Holy Week. So again, this Holy Week, let's remember how Jesus Christ did to us. He sacrificed Himself for us to save. And the only way that we can remember His, you know, heroism is to be able to sacrifice 1 week no meat eat. And for me, I'm saying that I can fast that 1 week no meat, since abstaining from meat is also a health way on how we can recover from different kind of illness that we can get from meat. Since for the last 365 days of my life or the year, I've been consuming meat day to day of my life basis. So again, this is Morgada. Have a great